Yeah, so basically what you do, you go onto the website, you create a workspace, and then you can add sources. So I've added a website, you can upload PDF documents, you can upload stuff from your Google Docs, your Google Drive, you can integrate it, and then once you've uploaded it, you can then just have a natural conversation. And at the top right, you can't really see it, but this says Generative, and this creates the podcast. It might take, 5, 10, 15 minutes to generate, then you get a play button, you can download it on your phone, walk around, listen to it, there you go, you've got a podcast from 2 people. So it's easy as that, and yeah, completely free to use as well. So Notebook Calendar is a really good tool. So deep research is another really developing area in AI. So deep research basically allows these models to go into extreme details on the internet to find details about whatever you want, basically. So normally they do like a basic web search and they find really basic details. Deep research from ChatGPT, from Google, from Perplexity, from Grok, basically go into depth. They find hundreds of sources about a subject, and then they compile it into a nice report that you can then download or read, ask questions about, etc. So for example, here is Perplexity, which is my favorite AI tool. I use it all the time. I ask it to do research on your business, and then about what they do, services, clients, use cases, team members, and etc. It goes through the internet and finds all the relevant sources it deems appropriate to answer my query. And you can see here that the citations exist. So what it's doing, when it's done the research, it will give you the citations of the websites it's looked at, and then it'll provide you a really in-depth report, and you can click on these citations to double fact check, to just see what it's talking about in more detail. Again, you can ask follow-up questions, you can ask it to put in a table format, whatever you want. It's completely like ChatGPT, natural language. Yeah, this is Perplexity allow for 5 free searches a day using deep research. Grok is unlimited at the moment. Google Gemini allows 10 searches a month. ChatGPT allows so many a month on a paid account. So again, quite a lot of accessibility. I use Perplexity all the time. Anyone else use Perplexity? Really? This is so interesting to talk about. Okay. So Perplexity, basically, I should probably explain what it is first. Perplexity is an AI-powered search engine.
What Perplexity?
Perplexity, yeah. So it's an AI-powered search engine. I love it because, let's say for example, you wanted to find out about HLO, right? I go onto Google, I type in HLO. I then have to click on your website, I then have to sift through all the different tabs to find the information I want. It might not be on there that I'm trying to find. Then let's say I want to go out and find articles about you guys. I have to go and come out of that website, go onto another website. Oh, I get a cookie pop up, that's annoying, cross that off. I get a newsletter sign up, I click the wrong button, a new tab opens. It's frustrating. Sometimes you get clickbaited and sometimes you don't get the answer you want. Perplexity will just find the sources it thinks is most relevant to answer your question. It will then citate those sources and then just give you an AI overview. Simple as that. Completely free to use as well. Perplexity has a paid account that gives you extra features and stuff, like more in-depth search. It uses models like Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, etc. The most useful tool, if you take away one thing from this, I'd say get on your phone, download Perplexity, and just start using it. I use it over Google now every single day. My dad uses it every single day since I've told him about it. He doesn't go back to Google anymore. Google's dying, I think. And
yeah.
Paid search as well. Who wants to get paid search when you can get summaries? Paid search is now irrelevant if this becomes what people use all the time. Yeah. So now there's people are trying to find new ways about AI paid search where they can feature their websites on the articles and stuff. So landscape's changing, but yeah, Perplexity, they've got app, web app, whatever.
Are there models for like AI optimizing your website?
You could probably ask it to give you pointers about how you could analyze it. I think what it does, it scrapes the basic data, so it might not be able to go too in-depth at the moment, but I'm sure there's a bunch of other AI tools that can do that more in-depth for you. Yeah, so it just grabs the basic information on your website. Coding. It seems boring, but it's really fun now because I'm not a coder. I did Python maybe in secondary school, like year 7, for like a year. The main ones for this are Cursor, Windsurf, and Climb. Again, has anyone heard of these ones? No? So Cursor basically allows you, and all these tools allow you to talk to AI in natural language, and it will then create the code for you, execute the code, etc. Right? So I'm going to show you some things I've built with this. I'm not a coder. I've never coded in my life, and here's what I did. So I've never done a website before. I needed a website for my AI training. So here I was able to use code to create this website, and I've never made this before. It did the different pages for me, the animations, the links, everything linked together, the UI, the layout, how it looked, the branding, contact form, linking it to LinkedIn. Again, I didn't do any work. I just spoke to AI and just said, please change this button to purple or whatever. I just manually told it what I wanted it. Right?
Which one did you use?
So this one was using Cursor. Yeah, but they all do sort of the same thing.
And how works hosting then?
So what I did is I bought a domain using, I think it was something called Namecheap, and then I just uploaded the code that it gave me into my backend of my website, and then I have it hosted. So I tried things like WordPress. I found it frustrating because I'm a designer, so I couldn't flexibly move things around that I wanted to, and I just found it really hard to get all the blocks correct. So I gave up and I just used AI instead. And I've swapped out the divs and blocks of WordPress into code, but I didn't have to touch any of the code. It did it all for me.
And how much time did it cost you?
A couple of days. Yeah, do it back and forth. Sometimes it'll mess up and it won't give you the exact thing you need. Sometimes it'll break buttons, but you just speak to it. And I'll explain to you how it works a little bit better as well. So this is, I hate food shopping. It's my pet peeve. I can't stand it. Organising the meals, doing the meal plan, going to the shop, people getting in your way. I get so frustrated with it. So me and my girlfriend, we sit down on a Sunday and we go through the list and we try and figure out what we need for the week. And we can never think of ideas, right? We're like, what do we want on Tuesday, Wednesday? I'll put this in on Thursday evening, whatever. So I said, right, screw it, I'm doing an app. I've never made an app before, but I thought I'd do it using AI. So this allows you to randomly generate a meal plan for the set period of days that you want it. It can then generate a shopping list. It can say what you can say what you have in your cupboards, and it will deduct that from the end shopping list. And then it can also split the list up, which I'll show you in a second. So here's it in action. Okay. So here I can choose the amount of days I want the meal plan for. So say we want Monday to Friday, I choose 5 days. Trying to do commentary now. I've got my managed meals button. These are all the regular meals that me and Amy have. So you can go through, you can edit the ingredients, you've got cooking instructions, quantity amount, etc., etc. You can delete meals, you can add new meals, and too fast for my past self. And then here when you're done, you click the day, so I click 7 days, I click generate meal plan, it goes through and then creates a random meal plan for the week, right? So now we don't have to do any manual thinking. Then I can move the different meals to different days. So say for example, tonight on a Thursday, Amy's having fajitas as we speak at home. We wanted like a quick meal for Thursday, so that's our quick meal. And I can move this around for different days. I can retry ones that I don't like to then regenerate a new meal. I can then retry the entire list if I don't want a completely separate list of ideas. And then when you're done, you click Accept Plan. Now it'll say, what have you got in your cupboards? What have you already got in stock? So you go through and you say, right, I've got flour, I've got maple syrup, I've got mustard, whatever it may be. Click finish. Then you can add items. So, round space. Amy loves Pepsi Max. Amy loves Pepsi Max.
You want it?
Toilet roll, essentials.
wants this.
Pepsi Max and toilet roll, essential stuff.
Jericho.
Then it creates the list. It organises the list in terms of how you go around the shop, so produce dairy, meat, etc. So then me and Amy do our shopping separate. I take half the list, she does half the list. I can split the list into 2 lists, and I can share the one list with her and the one list with me on WhatsApp. So we go down to the shop and we do our separate list.
You go to vegetables.
Exactly.
Okay.
Can
you also see the costs?
You could. I thought about this. If you had like an API connection to Hopefully or Albert Heijn, you could definitely have the most updated prices and estimate the shopping cost. I did think about that, but it was something.
And use the bonuses as well.
Say it, sorry.
Use the bonus from the Albert Heijn.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you selling this? Jumbo singles?
Am I saying, you guys interested? Are you? To charge you for that? I've never made an app before. I did it on my.
Receipts?
Made with AI. Yeah, I use Cursor, I use Windsurf, and I use the tools at the beginning.
But do you actually do this? Like planning your meal for 7 days?
Yes. There's nothing worse than coming home and I'm way after this night. Because normally.
I do this as well, but not for 7 days.
I do it for 5 days.
I open my fridge and I think, what am I going to
I
make?
mean,
I don't
No.
Well, my husband would love this.
And when there is enough, Jack is always like, there's nothing in house. Oh, what? There is everything. I mean, this and this and this and this.
People see it and they go, I need that in my life, you know. You stress me out with this.
I think you will meet a different kind of people. Now you can categorize them.
Yeah, I like to organise. I can't stand when Amy comes home and goes, what's for dinner? I go, I have to walk to the shop and come back again.
Oh, yeah.
I think Joost would love this because he would do like the shopping list. So we think we have the same procedure. So we think, okay,
Procedure.
let's think what we're gonna eat. So both girls are eating, making dinner as well. So they have their input in as well. And then we go grocery shopping, and then he's like putting the order of the route of the supermarket.
I like, you see Joost? Like Joost. That's exactly what I do. And I love that so much. But then sometimes, if Amy did the list manually, sometimes we'd go to the shop and we'd forget milk or whatever, we'd forget one ingredient, we'd have to go out and get it. And I thought, you know what, I've had enough of this. I've had enough, I've put it down. So this feeds. We do our feature in like 20 minutes now, anyway. But this is
Or link it to
yeah.
picnic and then you can
Just
order
deliver it.
automatically.
Amy said that. She was like,
Yeah,
get
or
it to
to
do it.
Albert Heijn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
And when you have it in your basket, then can you click on it and then it disappeared?
But it's not in the basket, this is an app.
This just
maar
does it
als je
like.
het hebt in je dingetje hebt gedaan, dat je hem dan af
In your
kan
cart,
vinken.
yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
want to say like...
Yeah, okay, then I've got it, I've got it, I've got
Yes,
it.
I didn't show it. I didn't show it when I did the last. When I clicked on the shopping list items, it crosses it off with an animation. I'll show you guys in a bit. I've got it on my phone. James' predictions. So my predictions for AI is that AGI, artificial general intelligence, will be achieved in the next 5 years. I'll be honest with you, now that's looking more like the next year or two.
Yeah.
Things are moving quick, like really quick. Images and videos will become incomprehensible to real life. I think we're getting to that stage now where images are finding a struggle to know what's real and what isn't. Video, the same thing. AI agents are going to be huge. I predicted this in my talk last year, but it actually blew up this year. AI agents are basically AI that's autonomous. They can delegate tasks to sub-agents. They can decide what tools they should use, what databases they should access and use. So essentially what you're going to have eventually is an AI system where you can say, please do this for me. You can access your calendar, your email, your task list. It can then WhatsApp, Slack, Teams, Teamwork, whatever. Like it can access all these different tools and do stuff on your behalf. And it's in its infancy where you can do some really cool stuff with it, but it's not at that level where people think, again, that whole silver bullet of I just want to put my feet up and let AI do things for me. Another example, customer service. Say you have a business from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. and all your staff go home at 5 p.m. People can ring up the office, have an AI voice like Sesame answer. Sesame will have access to your database, your website, your order information. Then somebody can speak to the AI outside of work hours, and then they can update the database where you come in the next day, and then you can just see what's being done by the agent. So businesses will be open 24/7, and you can expect to see a lot of AI phone calls. Humanoid robots is kind of a separate thing, but it has the brain of AI. So you have these physical robots, which again are becoming really cool, and then you've got the brain, which is ChatGPT or Claude, AI vision, for example, that kind of thing, where it can see things around it, and that's becoming a really cool space as well. So just wrapping up, so AI is not perfect, it will make mistakes, believe me, I know more than anybody. All forms of generative AI are improving, again, rapid rate, and don't take it for granted. I always say to people, if 5 years ago somebody said to you, there's this thing, and you can go on it, and you can speak to this realistic voice, and it can see your surroundings with vision, and it can write articles for you, it can do deep research for you, it can do podcasts for you, it can create music, you think, what is this witchcraft? You think, it's so common, everyone's so used to it nowadays, where they think this is just normal. Don't take it for granted, use it, adopt it. Adopt the AI mindset, again, just use it to look at your pain points in your workflow and get rid of the things you don't want to do or that take the most time. And have fun with it, just try it out, have lots of fun with it. I always try the different tools and stuff, just keep as much as you can on top of it. I know it's difficult because it's just moving.
Yeah, it's so moving so fast.
Yeah.
I work, it's my literal job, and this week I was just sat there last night like, what is happening? I would look at one thing and then this new model dropped the ideogram, and then the ChatGPT thing dropped, and then Google dropped their new model, then Claude, and I was thinking, oh my god.
Stop it.
Yeah, I was like, somebody doesn't do... Yeah, please.
I really wonder what this will mean for all these schools, all the things that they are learning now, because it's really not from this time. This is going so fast, and they learn things like
educational system in general.
they learn things, and they don't learn things like
Well,
this. So
my daughter was yesterday, I got like a message from her, probably she recorded it. She said, Mom, can you make a logo? Can you ask ChatGPT to make a